And before beginning, I would love to hear from you. If you are seeking financial advice or have questions, I put together a very short Google Form survey. The link is in the description, and I'm really interested to hear what your single most important financial advice question is. I have some excellent answers for you folks today on how to save money for someone's college education. Whether that someone else is a kid, a niece, a nephew, or a grandchild, even if that someone else doesn't even exist yet, there is a lot you will want to know. There are a lot of accounts and complexities when you consider saving for someone's college expenses. There's even more rules outside the savings to make the final picture even messier. There are all sorts of different places to put the money today. Then in the future, how will all those different choices impact the final bill for school? The first savings vehicle I'm going to cover in this bit of financial advice is the 529 account. The 529 account lets you put money in for someone else as the beneficiary. That money will grow tax-free. Then if that person later uses the money for a qualified education expense, including tuition, room, and board, then no more taxes paid on it. That is pretty awesome. But there's a bit of a catch. If the money isn't used for education, then your beneficiary pays taxes on the withdrawals again, and you have to pay a bit of a penalty on it. That makes the situation difficult. What if the person you're saving for doesn't go to college? What if they choose a different career? The account can be transferred to a fairly wide list of relatives like a sibling or a cousin, so if the person has a large family, then you have less to worry about for the penalty, but it still makes you wary not to save too much. Even if you listen to the rest of my advice and sort through to pick a 529 plan as a savings vehicle, there are quite a few more decisions to make. You have to pick a plan. Most plans are run by a state. Some of these plans look a little badly managed. When you pick a plan, you'll have to then choose from a very short list of investments within the plan. You have the added consideration that some states let you not pay any state income tax on your contributions to that 529 account if you choose that state's plan. That's very nice if your state income tax is a little high. Another choice for a savings account is the slightly confusingly named Coverdell Education Savings Account, or ESA, and was formerly known as the Education IRA. If you're within a certain income level, then you can make a modest contribution to this type of account. You'll run the account and manage it at your brokerage. You don't have to sort through a list of plans. The ESA can be used to pay for a laundry list of education expenses, even in elementary school or high school. Your beneficiary won't pay any taxes on the money or its growth if they use it for those education expenses, but you're left with the same gotcha as the 529, where failure to use for education winds up taxing the money again plus paying a penalty. You also have no opportunity to deduct those contributions no matter where you live. Another option is setting up a UGMA or UTMA custodial account. Right off the bat, you have the nice feature that this money doesn't need to be used for education. There won't be any more taxes and penalties if you can't find a qualified recipient. It's the beneficiary's money when they come of age, but there's no tax deferral. The account has to pay taxes on income from interest and dividends. If you sell stuff, it'll have to pay capital gains, but all the taxes from these events will be at the rate of your recipient, who is young and probably won't be making much out of their money. There's probably some tax savings right there. There is more to this financial advice. This account is irrevocable. It's their money. You can't get it back, and it's locked up until they're eligible to receive it. The flip side of that money being locked up is your young teenager doesn't need to know about it and try to spend it on ice cream. The last option is to just give them money. You could do this in an account that they actually own, or you could just mentally tally over to them in an account that they have nothing to do with. Both are totally valid. If you own the money, then you're faced with likely higher tax rates on the money in the account because of your higher income than the youngster you're saving for. That makes it seem advantageous to just hand that money over to someone and tell them not to touch it. Now we've come to another gotcha, another snag, a ripple. FAFSA, or the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, takes all of these other decisions into consideration. FAFSA determines how much the other person can pay for college, and it has one really big landmine. Income and assets for the student have more impact than the parents, and people who aren't parents have no impact at all. Showing a small number on the FAFSA can wind up with big checks in student aid from both the government and the child's chosen school. If you're a parent, then you really have to decide if setting up a UGMA or a regular investment account for your kid is the right choice because of FAFSA. Even if you're not the parent, you have the same problem for the same reason, and will matter even more. The other accounts besides UGMA, UTMA, and gifting the kid cash in account all tally to assets for the parent. The last way to help pay is scholarships and grants. We've covered FAFSA because it's going to impact grant money. Grants are easy. You just get them. It's scholarships that someone else will have to work for. Help pay by helping them out with scholarship applications. Bring 5 good choices to them and encourage them to apply. Give them tips for the essays. Show them that they need to do a little bit for themselves. That is real good financial advice we all want. There's so much to consider. The rules will keep changing. The someone who you want to help will be changing even quicker. You can sort through this and choose a good approach. You can combine accounts and approaches. Make it easier for that person you care about when they seek the education they need for their future. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to fill out the survey in the description if you are after financial advice.